contemplating the prospect of becoming a financial analyst? Perhaps you're a student and don't have any work experience at all. Or you're a seasoned professional who would like to change careers. Whatever the case, if you've ever thought of embarking on the financial analyst career path, you have also definitely wondered about the skill requirements for the job too. Well, these can vary significantly, depending on the different aspects of the finance field and opportunities for professional specialization. However, there are some common traits finance analysts share. To gain a better understanding of the typical financial analyst, you've ever thought of embarking on the financial analyst career path, you have also definitely wondered about the skill requirements for the job too. Well, these can vary significantly, depending on the different aspects of the finance field and opportunities for professional specialization. However, there are some common traits finance analysts share. To gain a better understanding of the typical financial analyst profile, 365 Careers team gathered information from the LinkedIn profiles of 510 financial analysts. Some of the factors we looked at were education, previous work experience, country, and company of employment. Of course, we paid great attention to professional skills and additional qualifications too. To show you a true representation of the professional landscape, we screened financial analysts from the USA, Europe, India, and many other parts of the world. 293 of them are currently working in Fortune 500 listed companies. The rest are employed in other large or mid-sized firms. Finally, we grouped employers into 5 main industry clusters: technology IT, healthcare, energy, industrial, and finance. So, after all this preparation and data collection, did the numbers have an interesting story to tell? Absolutely. First, let's talk about the general profile of the financial analyst. The typical financial analyst is male, speaks 2 languages, has 8 years of working experience, and has been on the job for almost 4 years. In addition, they usually have at least one postgraduate professional qualification certificate listed on their LinkedIn profile. Okay, great. This is the general picture. Now let's dig a bit deeper into the details of our study to see its nuances and explore some more interesting additional findings. As we mentioned already, men represented a larger chunk of the financial analysts we sampled, accounting for 61% of the individuals in our study. However, it is also true that the difference of 61 to 39%, that's men versus women, isn't that overwhelming, especially if compared to some other popular fields such as IT, data science, and engineering. Finance and the financial analyst profession seem to be an accessible field for women too, and it will be interesting to see whether this trend continues to improve in 2021. Another factor we examined is foreign language knowledge. Unsurprisingly, most financial analysts speak at least 2 languages. In fact, many of the professionals we looked at spoke 3, 4, or even 5 languages. Of course, this can usually be attributed to a multicultural background and is not a necessary requirement for becoming a financial analyst. In the majority of cases, speaking English as either first or second language would suffice. Another interesting aspect of the job that we explored was previous work experience. Our study showed that typically a person needs 4 years of prior working experience to become a financial analyst. This isn't too much though, right? That said, we did look into the most frequent career progression path, and we observed the following. The most logical beginnings to a financial analyst career is to start as an intern, accountant, or an auditor, and then advance to the financial analyst title. Of course, we also encountered professionals who graduated to the financial analyst position having held totally unrelated previous positions. Some had experience working as cashiers or sales assistants, and others earned a living by being lifeguards. We even had a professional tennis player in our cohort. So, whatever your professional background, If you are determined and willing to learn new skills, you can certainly go the extra mile and then aim for a financial analyst career. In terms of education, most of the professionals in our research held a bachelor's degree in finance or any other related field, business or accounting. More precisely, 68.2% held a bachelor's, while 30.2% graduated with a master's degree. What's more interesting is that according to our data, although studying in a top-ranked university is very beneficial, it is not a must when it comes to embarking on a financial analyst career path. More than 43% of the financial analysts we analyzed had graduated from non-target schools. Thus, if you are an aspiring financial analyst who is about to graduate or who has graduated from a non-target school, you shouldn't worry too much. You have significant chances of landing the job. Okay, that's the academic background, previous work experience, and languages. But what are the basic skills you need to possess in order to become a financial analyst? Well, in addition to extensive theoretical knowledge in finance, accounting, and business, as well as soft skills, it is important that you have certain technical skills as well. Undoubtedly, you need to be proficient in Excel. 71% of the financial analysts' LinkedIn profiles we reviewed were endorsed for Excel or financial modeling. And of course, one can imagine that there were a few good Excel modelers who did not list their endorsements because they believed this was a very basic skill. That said, the number of financial analysts who are Excel masters is probably even higher than calculated. One way to stand out on the job and at interviews is to be an advanced user who really knows how to work with the spreadsheet software and can take full advantage of its functionalities. Some 14.3% of financial analysts in our cohort listed SAP as a technical skill they possess too. Another 5% of financial analysts listed Oracle. ERP softwares are of crucial importance, given the increasing complexity of operations of large multinational corporations and the scale of the transactions they record. Much less often, financial analysts would use programming languages and visualization tools. So, how do you acquire the technical skills needed for the financial analyst position? In the digital age we live in, taking an online course is one of the most effective and efficient ways to do that. Usually, online courses come with completion certificates and are often self-paced, which makes them a great education and career advancement tool. On average, 13.9% of financial analysts reported having taken an online course, and we are certain that in the future the number of people who choose to benefit from e-learning will only increase. More and more people will see the advantages of taking online courses. Luckily, when it comes to self-preparation in the field of finance, there are various types of courses to choose from depending on your goal. Here's another very interesting and important finding of our study. 25% of financial analysts held at least one professional designation certificate. The most popular ones are CFA, 12.7%, CPA, 4.9%, and ACCA and CIMA, with 2.5% each. Financial analysts who go the extra mile and complete CFA's 3 exams are not that many, almost 1 in 10. But those who do have a strong competitive advantage going forward in their career. All right, we mentioned in the beginning that in addition to looking at the financial analyst professional, we also looked at who's employing them. Fortune 500 company or not, there are certainly trends when it comes to which industries are hiring the most financial analysts. We found that 52.5% of the financial analyst professionals in the U.S. are employed in the industrial sector, while only 2.9% work in the energy field. In Europe, most financial analysts are employed in the financial, health, and technology IT sectors, while financial analysts in India work primarily in the financial and industrial sectors. What we can say is that the profession truly is in demand in every industry sector and organization. Banks, public and private companies, NGOs,